you go. Got a question, ask it, we're not shy in here. This is a safe space, honey, come face your fear. Got the mic hot, got the bass line deep, Granny's got the groove you wanna keep. Welcome to Granny's house, where the real ones speak out loud. Sit down, take a sip of the tea, it's hot as bold, it's just what you need. Welcome to Granny's house, where the real ones speak out loud. Sit down, take a sip of the tea, it's hot as bold, it's just what you need. Welcome to Granny's house, where the real ones speak out loud. Sit down, take a sip of the tea, it's hot as bold, it's just what you need. Welcome to Granny's house, where the real ones speak out loud. Sit down, take a sip of the tea, it's hot as bold, it's just what you need. Darling, lean in, we're breaking it down. Truth hits harder than the beat that pound. This is the spot where the real gets real. Granny's house is the place to hear. Lean in, we're breaking it down. Truth hits harder than the beat that pounds. This is the spot where the real gets real. Granny's house is the place to hear. Lean in, we're breaking it down. Truth hits harder than the beat that pounds. This is the spot where the real gets real. Granny's house is the place to hear. Lean in, we're breaking it down. Truth hits harder than the beat that pounds. This is the spot where the real gets real. Granny's house is the place to hear.
Granny ain't scared, and you better not be either. Welcome to Granny's house. Welcome to Granny's house. How are you? I've missed you all. It's been a minute. I have missed you all so much. Granny was down. Let's say dude was a 211, Granny down. I needed help, but nobody was there to come get me. But look, we're back, and I'm so happy to be back. This is episode 23. We made it. We are finally doing episode 23. 2 weeks in the making, but it's here. What else we before we start? We do what? We like, follow, and we share. We do not gatekeep at Granny's house. Like, follow, and share. Welcome to Granny's house on what is that? YouTube. It's been a minute. Like, follow, and share on Instagram. Yeah, they call me Granny. TikTok, they call me Granny Lemonade. Now, everyone else that's there, Facebook and all of them, I'm there. Like, follow, and share. And we go over the rules consistently. When we go, what? It's been a minute. I'm getting tongue-tied. I missed y'all. All images, words spoken or written belong to Granny. Your attendance is your approval. So once again, whatever you say it. You don't want me to post it, let me know and I won't post it, but it belongs to Granny. I'm so happy to see you all. You know, as we come in Granny's house, we do what? We say, hey. We don't walk in my house and don't speak. Let me know you're here, that you're alive, and that you're ready to get this going. Tonight's episode is a personal episode for me. I have been gone. If you notice, if you miss me, throw me some hearts in the chat and remind me you love me. But other than that, I've been gone. I was not well. I know that you're probably saying, you ain't been well for a long time, Granny. You ain't mentally right. Yes, I have not. This one was physical. But I was gone for a minute, and I said, you know what? I can come back with the topic that I was about to do, which is I am. But I said, you know what? Let's deal with this one, and I'm dealing with myself. Personal topic. Health is wealth. Health is wealth is tonight's topic. And it's going to get a little, yeah, we're going to go there. But we also going to, have our little happy moments. And we'll come to a happy conclusion at the end, right? Like we always do. A happy conclusion. I'm happy to be back. I feel good. I'm not allowing myself to feel bad. I'm not used to laying in the bed unless I'm being lazy when I want to, but I'm not used to laying and sitting around. And so now I have to learn how to relax. And we've been talking about all these things, and my mama said, "You know what? You can talk about it, girl, you gotta live it." I said, "I'm striving to get there. You hear me? I'm striving to get there." But I'm also striving to say, I need to relax, and I need to also deal with some things that I've been neglecting. And when we say health is wealth is real for me because oh, let me tell this man turn his TV down, bless his heart. I was not dealing with my own personal health. I was neglecting myself. I was putting myself to the back burner. For some reason, I was feeling that I had to be this super person, and I was feeding into everyone else, and I had forgot to feed into me. And my body was telling me for a long time. Let me see. My sister said, hey, sugar, walaikum salam. Yes, ma'am. I'm not allowing myself to say I don't feel good. I say I am healing. So the positive words that you'll hear me use a lot tonight with the I am. I am healing. I am going to be the best me that I can be. I'm going to be better than I was. You hear me? But I was literally not doing the things that I knew it took to keep myself in a healthy state. And I got neglectful. I also became to where I became gluttonous. Yes, the gluttony. And I would tell myself, this is a little bit piece more, just a little bit more, just a little more of that, just a little more. And that little more became like a trickle down effect. And in the trickle down effect, my body was talking to me. You know, your car talks to you too. Turn your radio down, you can hear your brakes squeaking. But I had the music so loud, I didn't hear my brakes squeaking in my own body. You hear me? So much going on with me. And I would feel these little sharp little pains here, and I feel these little things here, and little funny little feelings here, and things going on there. But I would put them back. Oh, I'm okay. Oh, I'm okay. Oh, pop a Tylenol. And you get to popping them Tylenols every day, and their little pain go away, but you just put a band-aid on the problem. And I realized I was masking the pain and band-aiding the problem. I know I'm not the only one. A lot of us got a whole bunch of them different colored Tylenols in our cabinet. But I wasn't dealing with how to properly heal the problem. And the problem became such a big problem that it made me go sit down for a minute. Yes, God said, you know what? You hard headed. Yeah, go sit down. And he sat me down in a place to where I had to look around and go, is this where you want to be? But it got so crucial to where the first nights, I was there for some nights, yes, the first couple nights, I was by myself, and I was able to think and listen and go, "This ain't cool." Then the last night really was a kicker. The last night, they put me in a room with 3 other people. So it was a 4-man room, 4-woman room, but it was 4 of us in there, and a doctor pops in. Now he's slick. He come in when you sleep, so you ain't got to ask no many questions, but he came in at about 4 in the morning, I'm already up. And he looked at me and said, "This where you wanna be?" I said, "No, sir." He said, "You see all these people around you, how they look? Is that how you wanna be when you're their age? If you can make it to their age?" And I said, "Ooh, no, sir." He said, "Well, get it together." He talked to me just like that. I looked at him like, "You know me, Hoss." He said, "Get it together." I said, "Yes, sir." He said, I shouldn't even have to tell you." He said, "I'm looking at you." He said, "You don't look bad." He said, you just look like the rest of everybody else. You're just doing too much." And then he told me, he said, "You need to relax because I was sitting here and your phone ringing at 4 in the morning." I had another doctor tell me, "You can't even rest for 15 minutes. 15 minutes, your phone rang so much, it rang more than mine." I'm a doctor. So I realized that I had to wind back and wind a lot of things back. My mom says, mom and dad in the house, hey, sugar, queen mother, and the deacon is here. I'm happy to see y'all. I had to wind a lot of things back and look back in that day as I sat in that bed for a minute and go, ooh, this ain't where you want to be. And this is not a happy place to be in. No, it's not. And is this the way you want to live your life full of pills and doctors and offices and different people not letting you sleep because they come in there 15 minutes poking you and taking your blood pressure? No. So I had to sit back and I said, health is what? It's wealth. What good are you if you're not healthy? What good is it if your body is all out of whack? And you help you well, how can you enjoy your life? Let's say you can't even enjoy wealth if you're not in good health. And I had to look back and go, "Ooh, I always ask for money and different things, my own personal prayers, that's my business. But what good is it if I had a lot of money, but I'm unhealthy?" Mm. What good is it if I'm sitting up here and my whole body is all out of whack and falling apart? How am I even helping others? And remember, we talked about that before too. How you can't even go help nobody else if you ain't helping yourself first. She say, "Facts, girl. We'll make them salon pound cake. Ooh, that cake look good too. I already know who you are." I was not helping me. And then another part of my health was the stressors. I was allowing the stressors. I had tossed the person over the boat, but I gave him a life raft. And I should have never gave him a life raft. When I gave him a life raft, he swam back to shore. You hear me? Oh, and the person swam back to shore. Them swimming back to shore brought that stressor back. And that extra unnecessary stressor I had caused me to deal with it, brought along more things that was negating my health. And I know I'm not, you go, you talk about you. Yes, I talk about me because I do know that dealing with my own personal self, that we are helping each other. And I want to help others as well as I help myself. But I'm now going to learn how to pour more into me. So if you don't give me the answer on the first two calls, call me the third time. I know you're on fire. But now I'm not. I can't. And I was talking to somebody today, and I said, "Sis, I said, we always say we feel like we're neglecting somebody if we say no." I said, "But I've been saying it a lot more and more. No, no to a lot of things and a lot of people. Hey, sugar. No to a lot of stuff that put me in that place with all them other folk." And I was watching this lady as this lady was in the bed laying next to me. And I'm like, damn, that is not where you want to be. Get it together. When the doctor told me, get it together, I said, oh, yes, sir, I'm going to get it together. I'm going to get it together. But let's talk about this night tonight. The things that we can do. I know things that I'm doing personally to get myself back on track, back to a track that I was going on, and I got sidetracked. And in that sidetrack, I fell back. And then I started making excuses for why I haven't got back or putting myself back into that level that I know I should have been. I know we all do it. We eat an extra piece of cake and go, it's just one little piece. And they go get it. I know me, myself personally, I'll eat that one piece. Then I go back and I'll take a fork and dig little pieces out of the cake all night long. And I had to realize, okay, now look at yourself. Your pants can't stretch no more. Stretch pants had stretched out. You hear me? But at this point, I still was moving and going because I was like, okay, I feel okay. The little pain here wasn't that bad. The little pain there wasn't that bad. But how much do you have to endure before you can't take no more? How much can you? Was I allowing myself to go into and then masking it, telling myself, "Girl, you okay? Just keep going, keep going, keep going." But it's like when you have something that's driving, but it's putting. I was like a bad car. I was driving, but I was putting. And I was still putting gas in it, but I was putting. And I wasn't taking it to get his tune-ups. I was making excuses when I going into my doctor's appointments. And I was using a little medicine as I would go, I'm taking the medicine because I ain't doing right. Well, what kind of crap is that to tell myself? I ain't taking the medicine because I ain't doing right. Well, how about do right? You ain't got to take the medicine. So health is wealth. But then I had to also go, health is just not in the gym. Health became my stressors, my mental. How was my mental? Because was my mental failing me so bad that if my body was going along with my mental? Queen Mother said, remember, your body knows more about itself than you know. So when it talks to you, you have to obey. I am listening. I was not listening. I was listening but putting a band-aid on it. I had like an open wound, but somebody put one of them cute little band-aids on it with what they call the short strawberry shortcake picture. So I thought it was cute. No. Mm-mm. I couldn't put a band-aid on that big open wound anymore. And that's when I had to say, I gotta go get I gotta get some stitches. You hear me? I needed some stitches. But as I laid in there, I said, you know what you gotta do. Now is a time to really be serious because this is a serious situation. You are not a baby no more. I am 52 years old. I know I look good, but I'm 52. And if I desire to be 110, I cannot continue in the path that I was going on. At one point in time, I was exercising. At one point in time, I was striving to eat good. But then I got to the point to where I was like, let's go taste this. Let's go taste that. Let's go taste this. And we go, well, I'm eating at this place and it's just a little bit, and I'm eating at that place. And then convenience of going different places, convenience of going different places to go eat, and convenience of getting little things fast became detrimental. And they put these little organic symbols and stuff on it, and you're not reading it because it say organic, or they put this little USDA and they don't have this and that, but it's full of other madness. And I stopped counting and reading, which became a detriment to myself. So you go, oh, Granny, you was all messed up. Yes, I was walking in that path. I'm not going to say I was messed up, but I was messing myself up. I had to be reminded by my body after a couple good jolts that, ma'am, I'm talking to you. And I listened. And when I listened, I took myself, and I can go, well, I didn't do this completely. I went to a doctor. And the main reason, one of the reasons why I had to go be hospitalized, because she increased my medication because she thought that I was so out of whack that I needed this heavier medication. And the heavier medication, it backfired. It didn't do what it was supposed to do. It did some other stuff. And in the backfire of the heavy medication, it caused me to go and admit myself. And I just thought, they'll do like they regular do, come give you a couple of this and give you a couple of that, and kick you out the door. But when the man came in, he said, I hope you got your iPad or your phone charger. You're gonna be here with me for a minute. I said, hold up, how you come tell me up? But he said, you're gonna be here. And I said, okay, okay, I submit. And I submitted to it. And I submitted to reset. I needed a reset. And I needed a reset because I was not properly resetting myself. Mhm. I wasn't resetting myself. And my health reminded me that it came first. It came first, and I cannot do anything if I'm not properly paying attention to what is necessary to keep but my little body. What they say, you can't live in nowhere else. You got to live in this body. Take care of it. Take care of what you got to live in. So your health is your wealth. Invest in it wisely. Invest in what you desire and how you want to live. Now, I don't know about you. I know I want to live for a long time. I got some things to do. I got some people I want to see grow up. I still have a lot of unfinished business that I got to attend to. I haven't been rich yet. So I gotta live a little longer. I gotta see that money. Everything say your money circulating. Well, I'm waiting for mine to circulate and come back to me. So it's a lot of other things, not just that. I like to see the beauty in how things will manifest for me as I gain, and how I will evolve as I get older. And this is a desire for me. But if I don't invest in myself and I allow those stressors that I was allowing to take up, it was showing in my body. And it showed in such a way to where it overtook all the rationale. She said, "You are not by yourself." Thank you for the girl. Confirmation. Confirmation is real. And that's why I think granny shows come up, because I talk about my own personal self and things that I go through. And then also I had to realize you have a son. And we talk about my little munchkin. He's not a little munchkin no more. He's taller than me. But I realized that I'm no good to him if I'm sick. And I'm no good for him if I'm not here. Cause you think his daddy gonna make sure he don't eat no red dye? Oh, so he needs me. He needs me. And who gonna feed that man? I done told somebody today, I done put too much time in that man for him to go marry some little young girl named Cinnamon. You hear me? No. You're not gonna take all my hard work, Cinnamon. So I had to go get up off that little pity party you in, ma'am, because you laying in this bed, and get yourself well. Get yourself well. Because anxiety also, I was having anxiety attacks. Anxiety was a signal that I didn't look at. Mhm. Little things that were coming at, and the burnout. Burnout is really real, because once again, we think that we have to prove that we do have a SW superwoman on our chest, but the superwoman is no good for you if superwoman's all burnt out. I was flying with a cape with holes in it, but sitting there putting little mends in my cape. I'll show you my cape. It got little mending holes in it. A mended cape, but all messed up. I'm trying, child. I'm trying to get it out. I didn't expect this to be a my confession show, but it is a confession, and hopefully it does help you as well as it's helping me. Because as I was studying today, because I study before I come on to you guys, and I with the little affirmations and confirmations we do on the screen, I was realizing like, ooh, are you taking care of the one vessel you were blessed with? He gave you a vessel, and the vessel that he gave me, what am I doing? What am I showing him in return of a thank you for the vessel that he given me? I am not giving him a proper thank you for the vessel that he gave me. So let's go with what some of the things that we can do. Some of the things that I've been doing myself personally. The doctor told me, first of all, miss, he said, if you're not moving 30 minutes or more a day, he said, you don't want to be here. And he said, what do you do? And I had to answer it, truthfully. I was trying to go, I used to. He said, I didn't ask you about what you used to do. He said, what you doing now? He said, don't talk to me about your used to be. Your used to be's don't make no honey. I said, ooh. He said, what you doing now? He said, if you're not moving 30 minutes a day, and if you live in a city, and he said, well, what do you do for work? I said, well, I sit behind my sewing machine. He says, so you have a sedentary life. I said, yeah. He said, so you should be up every hour, at least doing something, 5 to 10 minutes do after every hour to keep yourself, to move that body because you sitting just stuck. So now before I start my day in the morning, I'm up to 2 miles. I started 30 minutes and 30 minutes moved up. Every day I told myself I'm gonna do 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes turned into 5 more minutes. I'm up to an hour now. I'm proud of myself. And I'm like, if you can walk for an hour, that's pretty good. That means you are building I'm building the oxygen back in my heart. I'm also building my lungs back up. And it's an hour for me to sit back by myself and listen to my music as loud as I want and sing as loud as I want or do whatever I want or watch or see or just meditate and just be with myself. At a time I wasn't taking with myself. And that little bit of hour, that little bit of time, that first 30 minutes was detrimental. I had to really go, can you take 30 minutes to yourself? And my phone was buzzing. And I said, deny, deny. I denied people for that first 30 minutes. And that first denies, I was like, "Ooh, I can do that." Mhm. And then, after that, they text you, "Where you at? You okay?" "I'm fine. I'm on a treadmill. I'm fine." The first day I was like, "Look," I had to call the baby daddy, like, "Look, call me back in 30 minutes and make sure I'm here. You hear me? Because I think I overdid it." But after that first 30 minutes, I said, "You okay? Let's go," as he always tells me, steady drop mows the rock. Yeah. And I had to throw a little bit of, throw a punch in the fight. Because how you can fight if you don't throw a punch? And I threw that first punch, and then I realized, okay, let's go, let's go. So now I'm up to an hour, and I'm proud of myself. My hour, and I know you can be up to an hour. First 10 minutes is the hardest, but it's also the time we have to take out because we'll never take out any time for ourselves. I know I was not taking out any time for myself, and I was making excuses of why I wasn't. I was telling myself that me trying to be this super woman was, girl, you're doing it. Look at you. You're moving here, you're moving there. And I was moving like what they say, a bat out of hell with gasoline draws on. That's how I was moving. I was just all over the place. And I was like, I was just, but I would make myself do all these things to run away from the responsibilities that I should have been doing myself. And that's how I make the excuses of how, well, you okay. As long as you can do this, you okay. No, but what about this? And what about you eating properly? And what about you reading this? Now you running through the store, you just grabbing stuff and you're not reading nothing and you do what you do. Come on. Y'all know I was talking about the Oreos. I don't know what God did to me. You hear me? I was doing a whole lot of praying in there. I don't pray to curse on myself. I don't pray to curse on myself so bad to where I have no desire for sugar. And anybody knows me know I can eat a cake all by myself. You hear me? I have not had in 2 weeks a piece of cake, a pie, a donut, a Oreo, a nothing. That's a good thing. I'm happy for myself. But it was to where I was like, I guess, I said, you asked for something, you're gonna give it to you. And as I'm laying there, I was talking to one of the nurses, and she said, you know what? She said, next time you ask for a vacation, she said, tell God you want some sandy beaches. She said, "And a margarita." I said, "Girl," I said, "next time I'm gonna make sure he know I want a sandy beach." I said, "2 margaritas, that's our business." She said, "Girl," she said, "You asked for the wrong thing." She said, "You probably asked for a vacation and he gave you one, but this ain't the one you was looking for. And trust me, that ain't the vacation that you desire either. It's not a place. The food is bad. The food is bad." But as we go on to what we were talking about, our exercising consistency. Consistency is something that I'm bad at. I have gotten easy to quit. And when I would quit, I would talk myself out of not going back to it. It's like, you know how the first day you do something and you lay in the bed, and then the next day you go, "Oh well, I'll go tomorrow. I'll go tomorrow." No. I had to tell myself, "No, you must do it. Rain, sleet, or snow. You must do it." Consistency for me now is something I'm striving to do better at. It's key. It's key to live for me now. And it's key to live for us, all of us. If you over my age, you better get up and get to moving. And you don't have to have a perfect body. We need a functioning body. We need one that's moving. We need one that we can that's sufficient, that's alive and you can breathe and we're not our body don't have to have a BBL body. You don't have to have all that silicone and they're all perfect. But you have a healthy body. And that's one of my new desires and my striving. And I always tell myself as I get up now, I am healthy. First of all, I thank God. Thank you. I'm here again. I'm here. I am healthy. I'm whole and I am going to be well. And I tell myself this every day now. Before I get up, before I get the doom scrolling, I am healthy and I am well and I will be healed. And these are the things that I consistently, I am words are very positive for me. The positive affirmations are another thing to help to relieve the stressors because I was not clapping for myself also too. I found myself clapping for everybody else and not clapping for myself allowed me to fall into that doom that I was in, that I put myself in. Like I said, the car was driving, but it was putting. What good is a Mercedes and it's putting? Yes, or a Bentley. But what good is a Bentley if it's putting? Not a Bentley anymore. It's a bucket now, right? And that's what I had became. Emotional and spiritual health. We talked about our boundaries, our emotional and spiritual health. And also, as I was doing all this fiddling around, I was becoming detached. Detached, huh? Detached because what they have all these things in our way, all this social media, and you go on YouTube and you can be watching something that make good sense, and they'll throw some garbage in your face, and you get caught up on the garbage for hours. And I was like, this ain't me. Because usually when I'm sewing, I try to watch something that's uplifting because I believe that as I'm weaving the clothing, I'm weaving power into my material, my own personal thing. So I realized that as I was doing what I'm doing, my my whole everything started coming apart. Things weren't looking the way they weren't, and I was losing. How can I say? I was losing my creativity. Because I was allowing other things to occupy my mind instead of working on my spiritual health. And I was talking to another sister, and she says, "You okay?" I said, "No, ma'am, I'm down for spiritual maintenance right now." And she thought I meant I was leaving God. No, girl, I'm here. But I had to shut all the other stuff down. And I caught that before God may put me on vacation. But I had put myself into a little cocoon for a minute for maintenance, mental maintenance, spiritual maintenance, so that I wouldn't crash. And it's something that we all have different little levels. Your life is different than mine, but hopefully my little do not let illness make you realize the value of your health. And that's when I realized what good is my health if I'm all messed up. But it took that to show me, come on, girl, get it together. Get it together. Get it together. And don't let the illness, what the illness had to remind you how powerful and that you were destroying a beautiful gift. It may got some lumps and bumps in it, but it's still a good gift. But I made it lumpy and bumpy. It wasn't always like that. I had to go back to my what we said, saying no, my boundaries. Because my boundaries, not protecting my boundaries was causing other things. And with me, my problem is blood pressure. So stressors trigger my blood pressure. So the stressors that I was taking in was causing my pressure to rise in levels that are unnormal, unnatural for someone my age. And we all know that Black women have the highest number of heart attacks. And I did not want that to happen. So once I told her, I said, "Go and give me a good tune-up, doc. Give me a tune-up. Go and put some real oil up in this Bentley. You hear me? Give me some good oil. Don't give me none of that oil from the Dollar Tree. Give me some of that good oil and get me back rolling." And also, as I sat there and I was praying for 4 days consistently without ceasing, I realized also that my faith supported my health, because as I was praying, I started to feel a lot better, because the prayers also allowed me to take my mind away from a lot of unnecessaries. We're at the half mark, and I'm so glad to have y'all again. It's been a minute. I missed y'all. 3 shows not seeing y'all was hard for me, but I had to do it. I had to pour into myself.
A plant doesn't grow because you stare at it. You got to water it. Same goes for you. Pour in good thoughts. Surround yourself with good people. Add a little patience, a lot of empathy. Let healing do its work. Sprinkle hope. Keep that mind open. Speak kind words, even to your own reflection.
She said, "Speak kind words even to your own reflection." Mhm. And another thing I did, I started sitting in the mirror. I started running from it. Yeah, 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 yeah. You don't like what it look like. Well, you made her look like that, so you can't run from her. And I got on that treadmill.
You worked hard. Just one donut. It's emotional support.
Baby, health is wealth.
Okay, okay. What about cheat day?
Not today.
I'll be back during the holidays.
And he ain't gonna get me during that holiday, so I'm gonna tell y'all right now. When I go and deal with some of y'all at these holidays, no. And they already got a menu that's already killer diller. You hear me? But I can't eat none of that. I can't. If that menu sounds really well. But I ain't gonna let that little red devil that be creeping up in my little mind tell me, "Girl, it's okay, get one more." Mm-mm. Mm-mm, mm-mm. I'm not gonna let the temptation relapse me. And that's what usually happens with me during these times where we have all these little, because Black people, what we do, we eat. And when you're mad, you eat. When you're happy, you eat. Your baby daddy get on your nerve, he do what? He take the girl, "Come on, let's go get some Twizzlers." No, I don't want no damn Twizzlers. Go buy me some shoes. So as everybody is all bringing you food and stuff, and junk is usually what they bring you as apologies and other kind of things. What happened? We relapse, and I relapsed really hard. But now as we relapse, we're gonna do what? Hey, me, I'm gonna get back up. Yeah, and for some reason that I may not I mean, I do a whole hour the next day. Well, the day after that, I'm gonna get back and do at least 35, 45 minutes. This is just my own personal. I'm not going to allow myself to relapse anymore. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not saying every day I'm gonna hit the treadmill the way I desire to. But I know that if I throw that punch, just throw that punch in the fight, I'll be able to get past some of the things that I wasn't doing for myself at all, because I wasn't even throwing a punch in the fight. You hear me? I wasn't throwing nothing. I was all messed up because my habits became just deadly. And I'm confessing tonight to y'all. Y'all my therapist, don't forget, remember that. Every healthy habit starts with one step. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Don't stop. Don't make it to where, well, I didn't do that. I didn't do this today. Well, yesterday. No. Go, you know what? Get back in the mirror and go, day one. Start all over again. We got to start with day one. Because day one is the first day. The first day of admitting our faults. The first day of getting back up off that and getting back on that horse and riding it. And that's where I am. Rest and recovery. I had also realized, as them people put me in that place, I was not sleeping. Ask yourself, when was the last time you really had a good night's sleep? And you know what put me to sleep? They gave me an eye mask. And she said, "Go to sleep." And I said, "Huh?" She said, "I want you to sleep." She said, "Ain't nobody coming up in here." I was like, "Girl, I watch too many movies. I don't know." But she's like, "Go to sleep. You'll be just fine." And I finally had a good night's sleep. I took a nap, something that, what else you do in that place? I took a nap. I took a good nap. And I said, "Wow, this don't feel too bad." And the doctor also told me, he says, he says, my wife is about your age. He said, and I tell her all the time, if your body need a nap, go take it. He said, all them people that you running behind trying to help, he said, they're gonna be here when you wake up, God willing. He said, them children, he said, they're gonna be here still when you wake up. He said, go take you a nap. He said, because you have to reset yourself sometime. It's okay. Then he told me, and go to bed. He said, stop letting your mind go through 100 million things of what you ain't did, and you don't sleep. And turn the TV off. Turn it off. At night, now we turn the TV off. We listen to, well, he listened to it so loud, it's like a thunderstorm, but we listen to raindrops or meditation music or megahertz of music or sound bowl sound. We listen to things that are calming and soothing to put us to sleep and turn off the light. Because I noticed when I had the light on, then it made me want to go, oh, you got 50 things you did, and you didn't do this and you didn't do that. And no, go to sleep. And that good night's sleep was a real recharge. And I also said, he said, how you expect your body to heal if you're not resting? Because to me, I felt I'm being lazy if I'm sleeping all these hours. No, you're not allowing yourself to reset. And I was not resetting at all because I was sleeping like maybe an hour and then I'll get up. And I also caught myself in the middle of the night doom scrolling. Who else does that? You can't doom scroll in the middle of the night. Go to sleep. Put it down. Or I'm on YouTube in the middle of the night trying to watch stuff or look at stuff. Go to sleep. Let my body heal. Now I go to sleep. I turn over and I don't care if I didn't say it or do it before 8:30. I'm out. You hear me? I don't even know I'm up now because I'm with y'all. But now I go to bed at 8:30. And if I didn't finish it, God willing, I'll see it tomorrow. I'll see it tomorrow. That's how I had to go there because I had to slow down. And our healing requires us to slow down. That's part of our exercise. That's part of our health. Slowing down a little bit. Now it's not to where you slowing down to a snail pace and you just not doing nothing, but mentally slowing down some of the noise that we were allowing to overtake us. And that's what I'm doing. I'm quieting the noise, quieting all the other conversations and quieting everybody else's business. And they go, "You ain't talking about." No, 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 because a lot of stuff y'all got going on. I done been past episode 10. I need to check out. I need to get off of this Netflix app. I disconnected my Netflix app for some of y'all drama. I had a sister tell we was talking and she was texting me and she was like, "You need to talk to." I said, "No, ma'am, I ain't talking to nobody." I said, "She need to talk to God." You hear me? Tell her to get on the prayer rug. Now she need to go. Because today I'm not there. I can't do nothing for you, man. I gotta do for me. I had to do for me. Don't wait to become sick to realize the importance of your health. Make it a priority for a healthy life. Make it a priority to desire to live. Make it a priority. Make yourself the priority. Make me a priority because it's not wrong to make ourself a priority. Self-preservation is the first law of nature, and we are not preserving his finest creation. You, his best creation. You went and fought through all those billions of other little people, and you fought all through all that to fall apart at 50 like a baby. We're babies. What they say, the oldest man was 900 years old. We killing over at 60. You a baby. You ain't seen nothing yet. I said at 100 we're still babies. But we're falling apart because of our desires. I know mine was food. My food desires because it became a comfort for my own madness. And no more. The small changes that we make, the small changes. Make the small changes every day. Make a small change. And that's what I started doing for myself. A small change. I threw out the slap your mama. As much as I like to slap your mama, as much as I desire my Cajun season, I threw it out. Can't have it no more. And my son is now, we talk about my little baby. My son is autistic. I love him. He came to me one day, he said, "Oh, your food nasty." I said, hold up, how you gonna call my food nasty? He said, your food unsalted. And he went in there and put some salt in his own food and he ate it up. But he let me know your food unsalted. But that reminded me, okay, well, you're doing good. Your food unsalted. My first change for myself. No more salt. And I love me some salt. But that was my first change. But then now I'm realizing I can sprinkle a little this and sprinkle a little that. And some of them things with no salt are expensive. But I said, do I want to live or do I want to die? So I sprinkle a little this and sprinkle a little that and use more fresh things. And my food don't taste bad. I eat it. But he did say, your food nasty. It's unsalted. How dare he? How dare he? Your body is a temple. So treat it with respect and nourish it with healthy habits. Every day we say we're going to do what? We're going to do something different. Remove one of our bad habits for a new habit. Remove some of them old bad habits that we got comfortable in. Drink more water was mine. Drink more water. Mind my business. Mind my business. Move 30 minutes a day at least. If you're not moving 30 minutes a day at least, then we're neglecting our health. At least 30 minutes. That's just the bare minimum. You hear people go, I'm in the gym 4 or 5 hours. Well, I mean, I had that kind of time for 4 or 5 hours. But at least, the least amount of time, give yourself 30 minutes of movement. And as I said, at 30 minutes also, as we shaking it off and getting more oxygen in our lungs and more oxygen in our heart, we also giving ourselves 30 minutes away from all the drama and the madness in the world. And it's okay. It is okay.
Feel
Like a
like
great
this, but I'm doing it anyway.
Discipline don't feel good, but the results do.
This used to be my time of day. Baby, health is wealth.
Amen.
I hate growth.
He said he hate growth, but I need that growth. You hear me? I don't hate that growth. I'm happy with the growth. I'm happy that a pair of jeans that I could not wear do now fit. I'm happy that I can now slide back into that dress that I had in the closet. That just a little bit of time, that little bit. That little bit. I can now slide. I'm coming. I told my grandbaby, look, I'm coming for you, girl. I want my jeans back. Because I'll clean my closet out. Because I'll tell myself I ain't going to never get back in these jeans. Why would I say that? And I gave my grandbabies, I share how thick they are. But I gave them babies all my little jeans. I called her and I said, look, you still got my jeans? She said, yeah, Granny. I said, I'm coming for you. You hear me? I'm coming. I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. Your body is not your enemy, it is your partner. And we talked about earlier, this is your vessel. You only have the one to live in. Treat her with respect. Be thankful for what he gave you, the best, the best he made, me and you, the best he made. Remember, good health is wealth. For without it, you cannot enjoy anything in life. We talked about that. If you don't have, what good is it if you got $1 million and you in pieces? What good is it if you just you see some of them people, they just be, what is that boy Steve, you the biggest millionaire or super billionaire, but you own oxygen tanks and you 30, not because something happened to you, because you was in there eating, doing crazy stuff or vaping or whatever else you was doing to yourself that was unhealthy. Something I do not want to do to myself anymore. Health is not expensive either. Your health is an investment, it's not an expense. Eating healthy is not as expensive as we think it is. It's buying all that fake food and that fake meat that don't ain't real food. That's expensive. But when you eat healthy, you realize you spending less money. When you're cooking at home and doing these things and preparing all the stuff for your own personal self, you really are spending less money. And we went out one day and we got cheesesteaks. And I was like, okay, be expensive. We'll get some cheesesteaks. This was a while back before I had my vacation. But 3 cheesesteaks cost us $70. You know, we had the fries. That's our business. But 3 cheesesteaks cost us $70. And I was like, dang, $70. You know what I could have did? Well, Alaikum salam, beautiful. You know what I could have did with $70 in the kitchen? But I ate that in 15 minutes and I was hungry again. $70. So my bad life was more expensive than my good health. destroying myself. Being greedy and gluttonous was expensive. It was super expensive. And I was looking at people like that. Then we before my vacation, we went and got a hamburger one day. I said, "What hamburgers cost almost $20 a piece. We can't eat like this no more. We can't do it." No, it was expensive being a rebel. It was expensive not only mentally, physically, it was expensive for my pockets. And I love me some money. So I could not do that. I can't do that. I ain't wasting on no garbage like that. Invest in your mind, invest in your health, invest in yourself. Invest in myself, invest in yourself. And that $70 I spent on them cheesesteaks, I could have had me a nice purse. I could have invested in me a nice piece of equipment, something else, maybe some stretch bands or some weights or something that I've been putting that body shaper I keep telling myself I can't afford. And we all do it. You look at something, go, "Ooh, I can't afford it." But you just spent about $50 over here on some fries. But you could have bought you something that it could have helped to make yourself even better, or could have healed yourself. Not no more, and not today. We not doing that. I said 2026, and Ross said I even took it back. I said I'm gonna go back to the truth. I'm not gonna tell myself I'm gonna be healthy on the third. I am going to start on the first. 2026, I have a desire. Like I said, we're gonna float, but I have a desire to walk in as a new me. It ain't gonna be a complete all the way healed because I got a lot of work to do. I've been done a lot of damage mentally and physically. I've done a lot of damage. But I'm going to be on a path to where I can see myself in a better light, and the loving of me and the renewing of me and the reset that I had. Hopefully, you don't have to be reset like I was, but the reset. And if you can reset yourself without having a vacation, go reset yourself. Reset yourself. It's never too late to go. You know what? I'm starting tomorrow. God willing, you wake me up tomorrow morning. I'm gonna do 10 minutes. Tomorrow morning, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna put myself into that position. I'm gonna put myself in that position. Tomorrow morning, I'm gonna do what? I'm gonna throw a punch in the fight. That's all it takes. There is no greater wealth in this world than a peace of mind. And that peace of mind came when I told myself, I desire to be healthy. My health is my wealth. I desire to live. I desire to be a whole person mentally, physically, and spiritually. My desires, not yours. I don't know what you desire. I hope you desire some good stuff. I hope you ain't desiring no crazy stuff. But this is what I desire. Mhm. And I also had to do what? Watch this.
Come on, you can't ignore me forever.
Watch me.
I desire to ignore the drama. She told the devil, he said, "You can't ignore me forever." She told him, "Watch me." And what did the word say? She protected her peace. And so as we leave out tonight, I didn't plan on being on for the whole hour tonight. I said I was gonna come a little bit because I'm still healing. And as that healing journey comes, a healing journey is there's a journey I'm putting myself on. I'm not rushing it. I am taking it day by day so I can become whole. I'm not going to rush it and then relapse. No. So if I go small, a little trickle here, a little trickle there, and that way I can see myself continuing the journey in a more healthier path. And I'm not going to allow myself to fall back because that little step, instead of jumping in the hole, jumping in all, and then you fall backwards because you go, "Oh, I did too much." No, a little small, day by day, little step. And we said we're gonna do something different day by day. Just one little different thing day by day. Even if I don't know what yours is, yours may not be like mine. Even if you go, you know what? Tomorrow I'm gonna eat an apple. I'm gonna put the 9 liters down, eat an apple. Oh, I'm gonna put the Twizzlers back and I'm gonna find me a pear. Or I'm gonna put my tennis shoes on that I bought that's super cute, and I got them just to walk around and look cute in the mall. But I'm gonna actually go walk around the mall. Go walk around the mall. You ain't gotta buy nothing. But just go walk around. Take your time and go walk. Now, when I go to the grocery store, I park far. I always do that. But I take my time and I make some laps around it. And I look at all that stuff and I say, "Oh, you can't eat that. Don't do that." But I take that time now as exercise instead of just going in real fast and coming out. No, I ain't got nothing to do right now. That's my little extra minutes. I go slow. And that's some extra, it becomes exercise. All the little things and places we could find to exercise, and we be running from it, doing everything just fast and hurry, hurry, hurry. As we close, we said again, your health is your wealth because nothing works if you don't. Nothing works if you don't. I choose progress over perfection. I listen to my body and I choose me. I hear it now. When them little pains hit, no, I'm not going around and pop a Tylenol. No, I'm gonna go, okay, what you did that you ain't did right? What you eat? What did you what was you doing that you know you shouldn't have done? And once I go back and I listen to it, Imma go, "Okay, well, you know what? Get it together." Like the doctor told me, "Get it together, you know better." I was like, "He act like he know me." "Well, get it together. You know, this ain't where you wanna be." That's not where I desire to be anymore. So we have I'll be back Thursday, God willing. And we'll have a more lively show, but I had to come and talk to you guys today and let you know that I'm okay if you miss me. I thank you for all your thoughts and your prayers and all the different things. And I had a sister come and while I was in my little recuperation, and I said, I ain't never been in one of them places with no TV. They had no TV in this hospital. Look how God got me. He said, look, I'm gonna really sit you down. They didn't even have a TV. He made me deal with myself. You hear me? But I'm thankful for my all the thoughts and the prayers and my sister that came and she said, "What you want?" I said, "Girl, bring me some clean drawers and a muumuu or two." And she ran and got me underwear and muumuus and all the and pretty socks. And she even said, "You can't drink the hospital water. You don't know where it is." And she bought me water and something that things that I wasn't even thinking about. So I thank her publicly also too, and all the ones that came and the flowers and the prayers and my baby daddy for holding down. My house was clean when I came home. Very shocking. So I publicly say thank you. Thank you to all the ones. And yes, I am on the prayer list at my mama church. I've been on the prayer list for about 20 years. I'm quite sure they go, ain't she healed yet? So she had to put an extra little star next to my name, let them know she need new prayers. But still, when Imma work my way off the prayer list, let somebody else get on there. Because 'cause I've been on there for a long time, and I ain't trying to stay there forever. But I wrote this to myself today, and I wanted to read it to you before I go. I said one of my mantras, I do these every morning, and this one I said, "I choose progress over perfection. I listen to my body without guilt. I honor my need for rest, movement, and peace. I release pressure, shame, and comparison because my journey ain't yours. My ministry ain't yours. I give myself grace while I grow. It's not going to happen overnight. You didn't get overnight all messed up. So today you have to take a little time to get better. My mind deserves calm. My body deserves care. My spirit deserves peace. Today I choose health. Today I choose balance. And today I choose me. Health is wealth, and I am worthy of it. And this is what I say. I wrote this down for myself, and I've been saying this to myself every day. And as I give myself this mantra now, it may take me a couple minutes to read it or to remind myself. I haven't memorized it yet. The brain ain't what it used to be. But as I read that to myself, that's my 5 minutes of calm before I go doom scrolling. You hear me? That's my 5 minutes before I get out of bed to breathe, to say after I say my prayer, thank you. And it's also a reminder that you're okay. You're gonna be okay. And thank you, Queen Mother. She said, "Thank you, my daughter. You have fed us well today. Love you much, Mom. Love you much from Mom." I thank you, love. I really appreciate you for keeping me on the prayer list. You hear me? But somebody else name on there so God go, look, I had enough of him, so he can hopefully he can give me one of them heel, push me on the heel button. But I'm thankful for you all. I have enjoyed you thoroughly. If you go, Trish, why you got up in here confessing your soul? Well, I know that people hadn't seen me, and the ones who will see this, they'll that have been asking or felt that I had somebody say, I didn't want to call you because I didn't want to disturb you. Well, now I'm explaining what happened because I'm very quiet and I kept all my business to myself. But now I'm actually sharing what happened, and this is what happened to me. Thank you for thank you for praying. I know you was praying for me, girl. You've been praying for me for years. I love you. Thank you. And all the prayers that were given were a reassurance that, "Oh, girl, get your together. You hear me? Get it together, cause you got all these folk praying for you. Were you praying for yourself? Are you praying for you?" He said, "I love you much. I love you too." And you was one of the people that said, "Girl, I didn't wanna bother you." It's alright. I know that you understood that, and I appreciate you for your respect, but you coulda called me. She did, I did. I kept it all to myself. And as I kept it to myself, I wanted to show everyone that I'm here. I'm still here. I'm still throwing a punch in the fight, and I appreciate your love. And as we leave out like we always do, I'm thankful for all the love, and I'm thankful once again. Please like, follow, and share. Share this with somebody who may need to hear a testimony from somebody who was eating too many doggone Oreos. And maybe somebody that's just like me will go, you know what? I like her. And if she is willing to confess that she has been greatly unjust to herself and she's confessing her faults, maybe this is something to go, you know what? Ooh, if she can do this, I can too. And we all have to do what? What we gonna do tomorrow? Just throw one punch in the fight. And if you haven't been throwing a punch in the fight, tomorrow is the day that you're gonna pray before you go to bed tonight and say, I'm throwing a punch in the fight. I love you all. Like, follow, and share. We are on TikTok, we're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, and you all know all the places. You all know all the places where you can find me, and you find me here. I'll see you Thursday. Thursday show, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna have something for you. We're gonna laugh. We need a good laugh. We had enough doom and gloom today with me all up in the crazy place. And we're gonna have a nice, funny, enjoyable show because we're coming up on what? Another one of them gotta eat at my mama house with her niece's day. We need some etiquette for how to act at that other holiday. Cause some of y'all was good. I know I didn't hear no complaints on gotta eat on that other day. We had that turkey. Y'all was good. I know they was real nice over there. But I'ma say that we need some little more etiquette class. We're gonna have some etiquette on how to act on this holiday before this last one before we get all messed up and start our new year up. You hear me? But I love you again, and I'm so thankful for you all coming in and tuning in. And as we always say, as we leave out, welcome to Granny's house.
Knock, knock, who's there? It's the truth at the door. Don't wipe your feet, just bring your mess to the floor. This ain't no bedtime story, no cookies and milk. It's a straight shot of wisdom, smoother than silk. Welcome to Granny's house, where the real ones speak out loud. Sit down, take a sip of the tea. It's hot as cold, it's just what you need. Pull up your Granny's house, where the real ones speak out loud. Sit down, take a sip of the tea. It's hot as cold, it's just what you need. Oh, pull up your chair, let the stories unfold. It's laughter, it's lessons, it's love made of gold. Got a question, ask it, we're not shy in here. This is a safe space, honey, come face your fear. Got the mic hot, got the bass line deep. Granny's got the groove you wanna keep. Welcome to Granny's house, where the real ones speak out loud. Sit down, take a sip of the tea. It's hot as bold, it's just It's harder than the beat that pound. This is the spot where the real gets real. Granny's house is the place to hear.